Welcome back. It's time to discover your personal destiny number in the Triumvirate code. So we base this upon the energy of your birth certificate name and the letters. Each letter has its own personal energy. And when you combine all of those energies together, voila, you get your unique destiny number. So how do we do that? We use the Pythagorean theory, which is based on the numbers associated with the Western alphabet. So what we do is we take the letters of your name, we assign each of those letters a specific number, and then we do math and we add it all up to come up with one number. We keep doing the math until we get a root number. Okay? So you have a couple of worksheets that you can use, and I do suggest practicing with a short name, like just your first name. Do your first name, do your middle name, do your last name, and then add all those together. It becomes a little easier. But the first worksheet in there is what you want to do is put in large print, your full birth certificate name on here. Okay, and then what you're going to do is assign each letter a number based on the Pythagorean theory. Okay, so you have a sheet in the PDF associated with this video. The assignment, so A is a 1, B is a 2, C is a 3, Z is an 8, and each of these letters has its own unique vibration. All right, so what you're going to do is take each letter, assign it a number, and I find it easy. I've given you 2 or 3 examples of how to use the worksheet, but I find it easy just to take your name. You can print it out, type it out, or just write it out. I like the writing because the writing gives you this visceral understanding of each letter. Right? And when we viscerally understand each letter by assigning each A 1 and writing it down, you're imprinting this into your cells, and you'll get a greater understanding when we do the deeper work into discovering what your destiny number really means for you. So I do suggest handwriting this, but you can take lines and draw them down from the letters so that you know that you're using each letter in your birth certificate. I've had people who have actually skipped a letter because they didn't assign it a number. They went, their name is Anne, A-N-N-E, and they only use the numbers A-N-E, right? Because they just didn't give themselves enough space. So it's really important that you give yourself a lot of space to do this. And you'll come up with one number. Right? And then that number needs to be reduced until you get a single number. So if you come up with the number 72, you do 7 plus 2 equals 9, and so on and so forth until you get that root number. So it becomes relatively easy, if you will. You put your first number back on the sheet, you put your first number, you reduce that, you may get a second number. Not too many people get a 3 number unless they've got this birth certificate number that's like really, really long. And then you keep reducing that until you get a single number. And then you associate that number, and we'll talk about diving deep, with the root number's energy and vibration. So if you have any challenges with this, come into the Facebook group, ask your questions, come to the Q&As, ask your questions. But we'll be able to really help discover this number by doing this with these worksheets. I'll be back in video 3 to really start talking about understanding that destiny number and how it shows up in your life and how to utilize it and putting the triumvirate together. See you in the next video.